All right. So new documents got filed in court today, and it was documents filed in relation to a motion for bail. Okay, I'm not sure what attempt this is, but it's an attempt by Kevin Perez, aka K Flock, in trying to get freedom in the interim before the case, and he's trying to get bail. Currently, he has no bail. Infamously, and I've told you guys, because of the lack of self-defense laws, also the many laws that prohibit weapons within the New York city limits, they look at crimes like this as you're not getting out of jail, right? They're not going to give you a bond because you're facing so much time that you're probably inclined to run, not show up for court, or do something else, right? So anyway, K Flock, his lawyers have submitted motions, and they've kind of already like mapped out what they feel their defense is going to be, but their defense is pretty much going to be, check this out. We, even though there's no self-defense here, Kevin Perez was put in a very interesting and a no-win situation. A guy pulled up on him that had a gun, threatened him, and in a move to try to save his life, Kevin Perez did pull the trigger. So that's actually interesting because his lawyers, they're not going to say in court that he did shoot the guy because, no lawyer is going to say that. But they're going to say if he did shoot the guy, these were the circumstances. Now, granted, there's no self-defense in New York City. In New York City, you have to die and just watch from heaven as they prosecute the nigga who killed you. New York City, even Jersey, pretty horrible. Okay, this is why Florida, Texas, Atlanta, or Georgia, actually, they reign supreme because they got that don't start no shit, won't be no shit rule, okay? Which means if a nigga get it on with you, started with you, you got the right to put their fucking brains on the pavement, okay? Within reason, okay? Anyway, let's read through this motion. It says, and now defendant Kevin Perez, by through and counsel Jack McMahon, Esquire, which, by the way, I thought he was represented by a different lawyer before. I thought it was represented by the lawyer that represented El Chapo. It's not Jack McMahon. Okay. Hereby submits this motion to set bail and conditions of release and avers the following. Okay, it was indicted on February 21, 2023, charged with 5 counts, including racketeering conspiracy, racketeering murder, violent crime, death, assault, attempted murder, and violent crime, drugs, machine gun on February 22 before Magistrate Judge Valerie Figueroa. Pretrial detention was ordered. Pretrial detention order was granted on consent without prejudice. Trial is currently set for September 9th, 2024, over half a year from today. He's now been in custody, pretrial on this indictment for over a year. Government has been providing oh my God, I can't speak today, or these words. Voluminous discovery in connection with these charges. On March 31st, 2023, the court issued a protective order on showing of good cause, working as effective counsel with 3 things: incarcerate defendant, protective order, and a voluminous. Jeez, I can't say that word. I'm fucking up. Discovery is extraordinarily difficult. Okay. Although the Speedy Trial Act. All right, come on. Let's get to the bullshit. Cool. So they're trying to give reasons. Blah blah blah. Da 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 da. What? We get it. Okay. Now this is what they're gonna propose, because they're gonna make a proposal to the court to say, hey, at first they're saying, hey, it's unreasonable you got this guy locked up, okay? Now they're going to make a proposal for a decent or maybe, bail that the court could consider. Now, let's see. Okay, the Supreme Court. Okay, under bail reform. Okay, by the way, this is 11 pages. Okay, so they said what the court normally should be considering is the nature of the circumstances of the offense charge, including whether the offense is a crime of violence, a federal crime of terrorism, including a minor victim, or a controlled substance, firearm, explosive, or destructive device. The weight of the evidence against the person, the the history and characteristic of the person, including person's character, mental and physical condition, family ties, employment, financial resources, length of residence in the community, community ties, past conduct, history relating to drug or alcohol abuse, criminal history, and record concerning appearance at court proceeding. Okay, all right, okay. So they're listing a few things that they're saying that they believe is, important, which is, that he's 20 years old. His conspiracy charges, like list 2017 when he would have only been 14. The 2 counts of specific, damn, he's only 20? God damn. The 2 counts of specific allegations are November 10th, 2021 and December 16th, 2021. He was only 18 years of age at the time of these incidents. Okay. A check of his arrest record says he's been arrested 2 times, one for blah, blah, which is currently blah, blah, and one for whatever. He has an education for, okay. All right. Okay. All right. The racketeering activity, blah, blah, blah. All right. Okay. We're trying to figure out what they will. Okay, so this is what they're offering. The potential conditions to secure safety and appearance at court. They're posting properties. One here, $335,000. One here, $615,000. One here, $460,000. If you do the math on all of those, that's 1.07. Yeah, right. Yes, 1.075, and then 1.4. Yeah, 1.4 to 1.5. Okay. So essentially, there's total real estate over 1.4 million in equity, right? By the way, none of these have any mortgages. Strict home confinement, so they're down to say he will just stay at the house the whole time, and he'll have a third-party custodian, which is Shelby Oliver, date of birth, okay, that lives here, which, by the way, it's kind of intrusive, right? It's showing these people's address. Occupation, CEO, multiple advanced staffing. Oh, okay, this is actually a professional, I believe. Conclusion, okay, all right. Now, I hate to say this. No way in hell they're giving this like an actual thought. Of course, they filed this, but it's going to be expeditiously declined. It's going to be turned down. No one's going to actually be taking this serious, and I don't think the judge is going to be granting this. If we think about any federal case or anybody who has multiple cases like we do here with K. Flock has a state murder case, and he also has a federal indictment for conspiracy, which is a RICO case that also includes the murder. That's a state case. It's impossible that they're going to give him any type of bail because some of the charges in the indictment, including the RICO for murder, it actually has such an exorbitant time, it's almost equivalent to life. So why would you give somebody who is facing life imprisonment a possibility for bail, especially if they've been prone to violence, this and third, and also if they don't beat this case, there is a strong possibility they'll never get out and see the light of day again. So I don't think this is going to work. I thought it was actually $1.4 million in cash. Maybe that would have been a little bit more appealing if they could come up with, oh, okay, we have these amount of people that will put up millions of dollars cash, which the court might think that, okay, this is crippling your resources and will allow you to get out. But just this, I don't think this is going to go anywhere at all. Okay. So yeah, I don't see him getting out on bail. Will his trial start later this year? Remember, he has 2 of them. I think the RICO stuff is going to be a plea, but I think that plea is going to give him the same, maybe like 5 years or so. That's if, on the state side, they drop that, the racketeering for murder, and they're just going to expect that the state is going to prosecute for the murder. So again, even on the most promising aspect of it is to say if they drop the racketeering stuff or he does a plea for 5 years or even 7, we still have to look at his state murder case, which they believe they have him dead to rights on, and that would carry at least 40 years. So again, It's not really a path of least resistance in how he could easily just get out of jail, right? So we will see. We will see. All right. All right. Mandy says, leave the streets alone. It will catch up to you. I mean, I agree. I agree. You know, what is so what is so unfortunate is that I think we all, if you know anything about, uh-huh, give me 1 second.
So K Flock is basically trying to get a $1.4 million bail. Should K Flocka be free though, man? You feel me? New York is very, 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 very strict with gun laws. And the double negative that K Flock runs into is I'm pretty sure is he a felon? He might possibly be a felon. You feel me? Like gun rules are very, very, very strict inside New York. So he's gonna get a gun charge for having a gun possession and then killing someone too. Like if K Flock was in any southern state and that happened, K Flock he probably would have been freed by now. Like Louisiana, Florida, Texas, he would have been freed. But since that happened in a place like New York, no, bro, they don't care about self defense. You're going to jail, and that's that. And even if he gets out on bail, it's not really gonna change a single thing. He gets out on bail, he still has to go back for trial and all this stuff. Like bail for $1.4 million to only be free for how long? Like a few months. 1.4 for a few months is like crazy, man. You feel me? Like if he just had a gun charge, it would be straight. But because he killed someone, I don't know, man. Like hopefully we could wish and hope the best for K Flock, but they're probably gonna deny this. You feel me? Like it's just too much negative things going for K Flock right now. I don't think they'd give it to him. But if they do, hey, I'm happy for him. I hope it goes through. But if it doesn't, we shouldn't be surprised. That's all I gotta say. Free K Flock though, man.